July 2021. Giorgio Tsoukalos and William Henry have been granted special access to Rock Art Ranch.
I mean, look at the hollow body with the star inside. One hand pointing to the sky, the other down to Earth.
It looks like there's a secret alien portal hiding inside the Grand Canyon. From radio communication bases inside the pyramids to portals being captured on satellite cameras, there have been endless instances where aliens have proved their existence. We just need to pay attention. So here's the big question. Could there actually be an alien portal hidden in the Grand Canyon? Today we're diving deep into the speculation, the stories, and the theories to see if this claim holds any water, or alien stardust. 1. Discovering the portal. America has always been the stage for some of the wildest alien theories and out-of-this-world stories. From UFO sightings to the sci-fi blockbusters Hollywood churns out, it feels like the country has a unique obsession with what might be lurking beyond the stars. But, according to one fascinating theory, the most undeniable sign of extraterrestrial life has been hiding in plain sight. And not just anywhere, it's right smack in the middle of one of the planet's most iconic landmarks, the Grand Canyon. Now, if you were an alien sitting light years away on your home planet, curious about Earth, how would you keep an eye on humanity? Maybe you'd use some super advanced telescope to spy from afar. Or you could go full invasion mode, hovering giant ships over cities and demanding compliance. But perhaps the sneakiest move of all would be to quietly slip onto the planet, using a hidden doorway that no one even knows exists. That's the kind of theory we're dealing with when it comes to the Grand Canyon. The idea isn't entirely new, but it resurfaced in October 2022 when a man named Wayne Wells made headlines for a peculiar discovery. Using Google Earth, Wells claimed to have found what appeared to be a rectangular doorway carved into the rugged landscape of the Grand Canyon. Enthusiasts quickly jumped on the idea, suggesting it could be evidence of an alien gateway. Skeptics, of course, had their say too. Most wrote it off as an old abandoned mine shaft, or even just a natural shadow. The story didn't quite catch fire like the doorway on Mars buzz from earlier that year, but it added yet another layer to the Grand Canyon's already rich tapestry of alien lore. If we dig deeper into the history of such claims, one of the most captivating tales comes from the 1960s and a man named Hank Craftsman. As the story goes, Craftsman, a college student at the time, struck up a friendship with another student named Kopavi, who belonged to the Hopi, a Native American group with deep ties to the Grand Canyon. According to Craftsman's account, Kopavi once blindfolded him and led him on horseback deep into the wilderness. After a long journey, the blindfold was removed and Craftsman found himself facing what seemed like an ordinary rock wall. But here's where things take a turn for the bizarre. When Craftsman reached out to touch the wall, his hand passed right through it. Behind this portal, as Craftsman described it, was an otherworldly city, a sprawling metropolis with advanced technology and architecture that seemed straight out of a sci-fi novel. He was allegedly led through chambers and tunnels until the city revealed itself, cloaked by the canyon's rocky enormity. Despite numerous attempts, Craftsman was never able to find the portal again, though he maintained his story until his passing in 2010. Unsurprisingly, skeptics have largely dismissed his claims, but that hasn't stopped the tale from becoming one of the most infamous in Grand Canyon alien lore. 2. Strange occurrences. The Grand Canyon isn't just a one-hit wonder when it comes to strange stories, though. The region's proximity to other UFO hotspots adds to its mystique. Area 51, the mecca of alien conspiracy theories, is about 240 miles northwest. Then there's the Nevada Triangle, a mysterious region linked to numerous unexplained aircraft disappearances, which some say extends into the canyon's southeastern edges. Even further east, there's Dulce Base in New Mexico, another cornerstone of alien conspiracy culture. The small town of Dulce lies on the Colorado border and is home to wild claims of a subterranean facility where humans and aliens allegedly collaborate. According to these theories, this multi-level, miles-deep base is a research hub for all kinds of experiments, though the exact nature of the activities remains shrouded in mystery. Tales of mutilated cattle, strange gases, and bizarre lights have all been tied to the area, though, like Craftsman's story, solid evidence remains elusive. Back in Arizona, the Grand Canyon's alien connection gets even stranger when you look at Sedona, a city just south of the canyon that's become a hotspot for metaphysical and spiritual exploration. Sedona is famous for its energy vortices, points where it's said that the Earth's energy is particularly intense. These vortices attract meditation practitioners, healers, and seekers of alternative spirituality. Locations like Airport Mesa and Cathedral Rock are especially popular for these activities. While the focus here leans more towards spiritual well-being than extraterrestrial life, UFO sightings and reports of unexplained lights often weave their way into the lore. Could these energy hotspots also serve as gateways for alien activity? Some enthusiasts seem to think so. So, what's the deal with all these stories? Are they just the products of overactive imaginations, or could there be a nugget of truth buried within them? 3. What's the verdict? Let's be real. The Grand Canyon's sheer scale and natural beauty make it the perfect backdrop for myths and mysteries. With its towering cliffs, hidden caves, and expansive vistas, it's easy to see how legends take root. Add in humanity's fascination with the unknown, and you've got a recipe for endless rumor spreading. But does that mean there's no chance any of this is real? Not necessarily. After all, the world has its fair share of natural wonders and ancient structures that defy easy explanation. Could the Grand Canyon's alien portal be another one of these strange, unanswerable questions? Maybe, maybe not. But it's certainly fun to imagine. At present, there's no solid evidence linking the Grand Canyon to alien life. Most claims, like the so-called doorway spotted on satellite maps, have simpler explanations. They could easily be natural formations, shadows, or even abandoned human structures. Skeptics also point out that places like Dulce and Sedona often lean into extraterrestrial lore for tourism, with local legends conveniently boosting visitor numbers despite a lack of hard proof. Still, there's no denying the air of mystery that lingers in the Grand Canyon. Take the story of Hank Craftsman. Should one man's testimony be enough to change how we see the world? Probably not. But zoom out, and the canyon itself remains completely mysterious. Official data reveals that of the 1,000+ major cave sites scattered across its expanse, fewer than a third have been thoroughly explored. Many caves remain untouched, their secrets locked away by nature. Despite being one of America's most visited and studied landmarks, the Grand Canyon holds a reputation as one of the least understood. Access to much of the canyon is heavily restricted, and for good reason. Preservation and safety are top priorities, with no-fly zones and off-limits areas protecting its pristine beauty. These limitations, however, make imaginations and conspiracy theories run wild. What's hidden in those untouched spaces? Why is the government so careful about controlling access? To some, these measures are the cause of whispers of alien portals and cover-ups. The canyon's protected status dates back to the early 20th century, when President Theodore Roosevelt signed legislation to shield it from human interference. While this move was crucial to conserving its natural wonder, it also left vast portions of the area shrouded in mystery. These gaps in our understanding provide a lot of room for guesswork, allowing rumors of alien activity to take root. And like we mentioned earlier, this isn't the only place on Earth rumored to have alien linkages. From the pyramids of Giza to the Nazca lines in Peru, history is full of mysteries that challenge our understanding of what's possible. 4. Sacsayhuaman. Sacsayhuaman, a sprawling fortress above Cusco in Peru, captivates people for its historical significance, but more so for the speculative theories that surround its mysterious construction. Built by the Inca, this archaeological marvel features interlocking stones that fit so precisely some believe extraterrestrial assistance might have been involved. The fortress is composed of massive limestone blocks, some weighing over 200 tons, which were transported from quarries miles away. The stones are joined without mortar, and the precision is so remarkable that a sheet of paper cannot slide between them. Local folklore backs up alien theories, suggesting the Inca might have used a mysterious plant-based liquid capable of softening stone to make construction easier. Some historians and explorers have even claimed to replicate such effects, although no conclusive evidence exists. The fortress's zigzagging walls and ceremonial areas further enhance its strange aura, as does its alignment with celestial patterns. a feature common in Inca architecture. These elements contribute to its reputation as a potential site for ancient alien activity. From a more grounded perspective, archaeological studies attribute the construction to advanced Inca engineering. The use of ramps, levers, and a sophisticated understanding of stonework allowed them to create structures that could withstand earthquakes and time. Still, the mystery persists because no written records from the Inca themselves have been discovered, leaving much of their methods and purposes open to interpretation. Sacsayhuaman also holds ceremonial importance, as it served as a site for rituals dedicated to deities like Inti, the sun god. The site continues to be celebrated during the annual Inti Raymi festival, which honors Inca heritage. Despite its historical explanations, the fortress's intricate construction, alignment with natural and celestial elements, and mysterious folklore have it repeatedly coming up in the broader conversation about ancient mysteries and potential extraterrestrial connections. 5. Teotihuacan. Teotihuacan, often called the City of the Gods, stands as one of Mexico's most awe-inspiring archaeological wonders, but it holds a dark secret. Its massive scale, precise urban planning, and celestial alignments have had historians and scientists confused. These features have also made it an easy target for the imagination to run wild about extraterrestrial involvement. The city, believed to have been built over 2,000 years ago, features monumental pyramids, including the Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon, both of which align with significant astronomical events. Some theorists suggest these alignments indicate knowledge beyond what ancient cultures might have achieved on their own. Theories of alien assistance are fueled by the city's advanced engineering and urban layout, which accommodated over 100,000 inhabitants, an extraordinary feat for pre-Aztec civilizations. One of the most awesome discoveries is the presence of mica in the structures, a material sourced from Brazil. Given the challenges of transporting such materials across vast distances without modern tools, some argue this points to technology not yet understood, or perhaps help from interstellar allies. Furthermore, tunnels beneath the Pyramid of the Feathered Serpent contain liquid mercury, a substance that ancient cultures might have considered mystical, adding to the aura of mystery surrounding the site. However, mainstream archaeology attributes Teotihuacan's achievements to extreme human ingenuity and the collective knowledge of various Mesoamerican cultures, including the Maya and Zapotec. Studies have unearthed evidence of advanced agricultural practices, efficient water management systems, and trade networks that likely contributed to its prosperity. So it's pretty likely that if aliens have bases on Earth, they're not in Teotihuacan. 6. Easter Island. Easter Island, known locally as Rapa Nui, is one of the most isolated inhabited places on Earth. Despite its remote location, it has captivated the world's imagination for centuries, thanks to its iconic Moai statues, nearly 1,000 towering stone figures dotting the island's landscape. These monoliths, carved from volcanic tuff, have inspired awe and curiosity, raising questions about their origins, purpose, and the ingenuity of the ancient Rapa Nui people. When European explorers first arrived on Easter Sunday in 1722, they were struck by the statues, which seemed to gaze silently over the barren island. Standing up to 33 feet tall and weighing as much as 270 tons, the Moai were impressive. But the island's sparse vegetation and apparent lack of advanced tools baffled outsiders. How could such an isolated society create and transport these massive sculptures without modern technology? For decades, the prevailing theory blamed the islanders themselves for their plight. Early scholars suggested they cut down the island's palm forests to roll the statues on wooden sledges, leading to ecological collapse. However, recent studies in Rapa Nui oral traditions challenge this narrative. Experiments have shown that with ropes and coordinated effort, the Moai could be walked upright to their platforms, called ahu, by rocking them side to side. This aligns with the Rapa Nui belief that the statues were imbued with spiritual power, known as mana, which enabled them to move. While most archaeologists agree the Moai represent ancestral figures, alternative theories have flourished. Erich von Däniken, a proponent of ancient astronaut theories, famously claimed that extraterrestrials marooned on Rapa Nui used advanced tools, perhaps lasers or anti-gravity technology, to carve and transport the statues. According to this theory, unfinished statues, like the largest one weighing 270 tons, are evidence of the islanders' inability to replicate alien techniques after their departure. Thor Heyerdahl, an adventurer and anthropologist, offered another perspective. He argued that Easter Island civilization might have been influenced by South American cultures, possibly even an advanced pre-Columbian race. Heyerdahl suggested the island could have been settled by people originating in the Andes, rather than Polynesians, citing similarities in stonework and oral traditions. Genetic studies and archaeological evidence strongly support Polynesian origins for the Rapa Nui people. Another theory, championed by researchers like Graham Hancock, ties Easter Island to global myths of lost civilizations. Hancock thinks that Rapa Nui might be a remnant of a sunken continent or part of an ancient global network of sacred sites, aligned for astronomical or geodetic purposes. Similar to Atlantis or Mu, the island's isolation and monumental architecture have caused a lot of speculation about forgotten advanced cultures. Despite these fantastical ideas, the scientific consensus is more grounded. Archaeological research reveals that Polynesian settlers arrived on Rapa Nui around the 12th century, developing a sophisticated society adept at agriculture, navigation, and stonework. The moai likely served as symbols of ancestral power, placed strategically to face inland, protecting their descendants. Over time, environmental challenges, exacerbated by deforestation and resource depletion, led to societal changes, including the eventual cessation of statue construction. Interestingly, the moai aren't the only mysteries of Easter Island. The intricate carvings on the ahu, the squiggly Rongorongo script, which has remained undeciphered to this day, and the abrupt halt of statue production hint at a complex history. Even today, researchers continue to uncover new details, such as the discovery that the statues may have marked sources of fresh water, integrating utility with spirituality. While crazy theories about aliens and lost civilizations capture the public's imagination, they often overshadow the incredible achievements of the Rapa Nui people. Using ingenuity and communal effort, they overcame the challenges of isolation to create a legacy that still captivates the world. 7. The face on Mars. Mars, our neighbor in the solar system, has long been a source of fascination. Its potential to harbor life, paired with its relative proximity, has spurred countless explorations. While we haven't discovered little green men or bustling alien cities, the red planet's surface has presented plenty of peculiarities that ignite the human imagination. From whimsical rock formations resembling teddy bears to strange patterns that look like fossilized tracks, Mars often seems to tease us with the familiar amidst its barren, dusty terrain. One of the most iconic images to stir public curiosity is a so-called face on Mars, originally captured in the 1970s by NASA's Viking 1 spacecraft. It shows a shadowy, humanoid visage sculpted into a mesa in the Cydonia region, its eyes and mouth eerily defined as if gazing up at the cosmos. Fast forward to modern Mars missions, and the tradition of spotting strange formations continues. The Perseverance rover recently added to the gallery, with an image that appears to show a shriveled, head-like structure lying on the Martian surface. This eerie likeness to a desiccated human skull has led to wild theories. If humans haven't been to Mars, could an intelligent extraterrestrial race have left their mark? For many, such imagery invites exciting possibilities. But skeptics, including NASA scientists, urge caution. They point to the psychological phenomenon known as pareidolia, where the human brain perceives familiar shapes, like faces, in random patterns. It's the same reason we see a face on the moon or animals in cloud formations. On Earth, natural landmarks like the Old Man of the Mountain in New Hampshire showcase how erosion and chance can sculpt rocks into evocative shapes. Even so, the Martian landscape keeps delivering visual surprises. The Gala crater, with its curved ridges and central mounds, looks like a cheerful, smiley face. Lava flows on the massive volcano, Alba Patera, have been compared to the beloved Muppet, Kermit the Frog. And let's not forget the Skull Mesa, another hauntingly human-like feature. While these formations are scientifically explainable, they continue to be the cause of theories like alien artistry or ancient civilizations now lost to time. 8. The pyramids, obviously. When it comes to human ingenuity, few monuments rival Egypt's pyramids. Rising from the sands of Giza, these awe-inspiring structures have stood for millennia, their smooth limestone casings once gleaming in the desert sun. Built as tombs for pharaohs and symbols of their divine power, the pyramids are marvels of engineering that have garnered endless interest, and some truly outlandish theories. Over 50 pyramids still exist across Egypt, the oldest being the Step Pyramid of Djoser, constructed during the 27th century BCE. Over time, these structures evolved from step designs to the more familiar smooth-sided forms, like the Great Pyramid of Giza, which remains one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. To ancient Egyptians, the pyramid shape symbolized a stairway to the heavens, reflecting their deep spiritual beliefs and connection to the cosmos. Mainstream historians attribute the construction of these monuments to meticulous planning, vast labor forces, and brilliant engineering. Yet, for some, the idea that humans achieve such feats without external help seems improbable. Enter the alien theorists. Proponents of the ancient aliens hypothesis argue that extraterrestrials either built the pyramids themselves or provided the necessary technology to Earth's ancient civilizations. The precision of the structures, their alignment with celestial bodies, and the sheer effort required to quarry and transport massive stones are cited as evidence of otherworldly involvement. Another variation of this theory credits the mythical lost civilization of Atlantis, suggesting its advanced inhabitants constructed the pyramids before disappearing into legend. However, these claims often overshadow the ingenuity of the ancient Egyptians. Researchers have unearthed evidence of how the pyramids were likely built, including ramps, sledges, and a workforce of skilled laborers who worked in shifts. Yet, the myths persist, partly brought on by lingering biases. Critics argue that such theories undermine the achievements of ancient cultures, particularly those outside Europe, dismissing the capabilities of civilizations in Africa or the Americas, and attributing their accomplishments to aliens reflects a failure to appreciate human ingenuity and creativity. Despite centuries of study, mysteries about the pyramids endure. How were the stones lifted so precisely into place? What lies in yet-to-be-explored chambers? And why were certain architectural choices made? 9. Nazca Lines. High on the sun-scorched plains of Peru, some 200 miles away from the hustle and bustle of Lima, lies one of the world's weirdest wonders. Spanning the desert are over 800 straight lines, 300 geometric designs, and about 70 intricate depictions of animals, including a hummingbird, a spider, and a monkey. These massive geoglyphs are etched into the earth, their precise and artistic forms visible only from above, causing theories that range from the plausible to the downright bizarre. Stretching for miles, these creations are a marvel of scale and design, with some patterns sprawling as wide as 1,200 feet. Their sheer size raises a tantalizing question. How could an ancient culture, lacking the means to take to the skies, achieve such precision? For some, the answer lies in the stars. Extraterrestrial architects may have lent a helping hand. But as believable as the alien hypothesis sounds, the truth behind the Nazca Lines may be closer to home. Crafted by scraping away the desert's rust-colored surface to reveal lighter sand beneath, the method used to create these lines is surprisingly simple. What remains a puzzle is the purpose behind them. Early 20th century researchers said that the lines might align with celestial patterns, serving as astronomical guides. More recent studies, however, propose a more down-to-earth explanation. The designs might point to ceremonial sites or have been part of rituals centered around water and fertility. Precious resources in the arid Peruvian desert. 10. Stonehenge. In the English countryside, just outside Salisbury, stands Stonehenge, a prehistoric mystery that has become a source of wonder and storytelling for centuries. Its arrangement of towering stones, some weighing as much as 50 tons, has led to theories as wild as they are imaginative. Could this ancient monument have been an alien landing site or a model of the solar system? Swiss author Erich von Däniken thought so, citing the massive stone's transportation from quarries hundreds of miles away as evidence of extraterrestrial involvement. Despite these fanciful ideas, archaeologists have pieced together more terrestrial explanations for Stonehenge's construction. Built around 5,000 years ago, this Neolithic marvel likely served as a sacred site, possibly linked to celestial events like solstices. Ingenious engineering techniques like sledges, wooden rollers, and sheer manpower made it possible to transport and erect the stones without the need for alien assistance. Even with modern science shedding light on its construction, the exact purpose of Stonehenge remains elusive. 11. The Antarctic. Antarctica, with its endless ice and forbidding landscapes, is a breeding ground for conspiracy theories. Stories of hidden alien bases, UFO crash sites, and ancient underground civilizations swirl around this remote and mysterious continent. One of the most tantalizing tales involves Admiral Richard Byrd and his 1946 Operation High Jump, a massive expedition involving 13 ships, 23 aircraft, and over 4,700 personnel. Officially, the mission was to establish military research bases, but Byrd's alleged secret diary tells a far more extraordinary story. According to these accounts, Byrd stumbled upon a hidden entrance to a verdant inner Earth while flying over the South Pole. Inside this lush paradise, dubbed Rainbow City, he encountered an advanced civilization and its leader, known as the Master. This being reportedly voiced concerns about humanity's destructive tendencies, particularly after the devastation of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Though shrouded in mystery and dismissed by skeptics, Byrd's story has become a cornerstone of UFO lore. Believers argue it ties into an uptick in UFO sightings and theories of alien intervention, particularly regarding humanity's nuclear capabilities. Whether or not Rainbow City exists, the idea stirs the imagination and adds to the sense of intrigue surrounding Antarctica. 12. Area 51. Area 51 is a name that will always draw attention, especially when it comes to UFOs and alien conspiracy theories. But what is it really, and what happens there? At its simplest, Area 51 is a patch of land in Nevada's desert near a salt flat called Groom Lake. But its real fame comes from its reputation as a hotspot for alien stories. Why all the buzz? Area 51 is part of the U.S. Air Force's Nevada Test and Training Range, a space used for testing experimental aircraft. Planes like the Lockheed U-2 spy plane, the SR-71 Blackbird, and the F-117 Nighthawk stealth jet were all developed or tested here. The government began using the site in the 1950s, but denied it existed until 2013, when the CIA and then President Obama finally acknowledged it. Before that, the secrecy surrounding the site caused wild storytelling. Locals and tourists often spotted unusual aircraft in the skies, leading many to believe the government was hiding evidence of alien technology. The most famous story tied to Area 51 involves a supposed UFO crash in Roswell, New Mexico. Some believe the government recovered the spacecraft and alien bodies, keeping them hidden at Area 51. This theory gained traction when Bob Lazar, in 1989, claimed he worked there reverse engineering alien technology. Today, Area 51 is no longer a total secret, but it's still a highly restricted military base. Visitors hoping to uncover its mysteries can't get anywhere close to it. And while UFO-obsessed visitors continue to flock to the region, the closest they're ever likely to get to Area 51 itself is a visit to the many UFO-themed gift shops in the nearby town of Rachel. Have you ever visited these places, and did you encounter anything unusual while you were there? In your opinion, would the Grand Canyon make for a good base if an alien group were to be hiding out here?